Hey, it's Lee. Welcome to Business Problem Solved. This is an episode. It's quite a special episode actually, because I have just, as I sit here now, I have completed my first marathon. The London Marathon was completed 4 days ago. My legs are a little bit achy. I've got blisters under my toenails, but there have been some amazing lessons that I've learned. And as you know or may know, I am also documenting my journey on 9 months to 100 kilometers, just a little pop-up pod that I've created just because I wanted to make sure that my lessons and the journey that I've been on, I can fully dissect afterwards, because as you may know, that the London Marathon is only the first of two challenges for charity that I've set myself this year. The first one was running the London Marathon, and the second one, that one was for Macmillan, and then the second one is for running, jogging, walking, crawling 100 kilometres in an ultra marathon, which, as I sit here now, is 7 weeks ago, 7 weeks away, and still frightens me a lot, despite the fact that I've just run a marathon. But I'm going to continue with my training that put me in good stead for London. And what I do have to say is just thank you for everybody's generosity. I set myself an ambitious target to raise £4,000 for Macmillan Cancer Support. And I raised £4,185, I think it is, at the last count. So phenomenal support. So thank you so much for that. And I'm doing the next one for cancer research in about 7 weeks' time. But so that was the reason. So yeah, I was doing it for charity. I've just done it, but there's certain things that I think I just wanted to just call out really. 5 takeaways that helped me complete my marathon. So there's micro and macro things that have helped me, and I think these 5 things are 5 of the bigger macro things that have helped me. They do spell out the word first. I didn't finish first in the marathon, but it was my first marathon. So it spells out the word first. And the first one is fuel the brain and body properly. That's food, thoughts, and sleep. One thing that I have I've learned is the importance of fueling my brain. In fact, let me just backtrack 30 seconds. So why do I want to share these lessons with you today on Business Problem Solved? Because I think there are parallels between what these 5 things are in your teams, whether that be change teams or whether you're a leader of people, whether you're a leader of change, whether you work in a team. I think these 5 things can help you achieve success doing what it is that you're doing. So the first one is F, and that is fuel brain and body properly. That's food, that's thoughts, and that's sleep. What I didn't realise is the importance of fueling the body, as well as fueling my brain. So I had a strength of reason to do it. I had a really strong reason to do it, and I was given some shoelace tags that had a little message from the kids on. I had a little bracelet thing that I was given that was from the kids as well, with a little positive message, and a card from the kids with just some positive words and messages and thoughts on. I had my mum and dad there with me on mile 16. My WhatsApp was going mental with just messages, and it was just proper fuel for my brain. I did really doubt myself. The night before, I had a dream the night before the marathon, so Saturday night. I had a dream, and in the dream, I didn't complete the marathon. I just couldn't get to that distance. I couldn't do it. And when I woke up, it wasn't with the thoughts of doubt. It was with the thoughts of, I won't let that happen. I will do everything to complete it, and I'll not, that dream wouldn't come true. So it was very strange how my mind worked after having the dream about not completing the marathon. I made it inevitable that would not actually come true. And that's what I was fueling myself with in my brain, the positive messages from everybody, but then also the desire and strength of reason to do it, raising money for charity in the memory of my best friend, but then also the positive message and supports from family and friends as well. And then what I've learned through the training program is I needed to fuel the body properly as well. So I had 8 gels, 1 every 3 miles. I had 3 cups of Lucozade throughout. I had porridge and banana for my breakfast. I had a pasta dish with bread for the night before. So I needed to fuel my brain and body properly. And do you do this? Do you do this in the workplace? Do you fuel? Are your people's brains fueled properly? Do you create new thoughts in them? Do they have full energy? Do they get the breaks and the rest that they require to do it? So the first one is fuel brain and body properly. The second one was in the moment. In the moment. And this allowed me to have the most uplifting and enjoyable experience of my life. In the London Marathon, over 50,000 people started it and completed it. I read somewhere that 1 million people lined the streets. And me being in the moment throughout, I wasn't focusing on the distance that I'd done or I had to do. I was just looking at the people's faces at the sides of the road, chatting to runners, high-fiving little kids, touching the banners that they encouraged the runners to do. I was just absolutely in the moment, making the decisions and choices based on my body at the time, based on the conversations and the things that I was seeing and doing. And honestly, it was just the most euphoric, enlightening, positive, humbling experience that I've ever had in my life. And that was only because I was in the moment and I was consciously enjoying myself. They take a lot of photographs of you when you're on the London Marathon, and I encourage you to buy them afterwards, which I've done, and I've gone through the photographs, and on the majority of them, I am actually smiling. I'm not grimacing, because I really did enjoy, and I didn't think I'd ever say this, but I really did enjoy running 26 miles in front of all those people. It was just an enjoyable experience because I was in the moment. The third one, right foot forward. And you've got to keep moving. You've got to keep moving forward. You've got to keep right foot forward, left foot forward, right foot forward, left foot forward. You've got to keep moving forwards. I could not have completed the marathon if I didn't take all of the steps. If I didn't keep putting my right foot forward, my left foot forward, my right foot forward, it would have been impossible to complete. So I had to keep going. Then the fourth one is support and encouragement throughout. And what I found for myself is that the more support and encouragement I get, the more accountability I feel to give back. And so when you have people cheering your name, when you know your family has stood at mile 16, when you know there's people going to be watching you at home or whatever, or people tracking your time and your distance, and just in a supportive way, then that makes you try harder. So having support and encouragement in the actual event, before the event, having people supporting me in the training as well beforehand, and just helping me navigate the things that I needed to do to get to where I wanted to get to. I cannot underestimate the importance of that support and encouragement. That made me believe in myself more when other people believed in me. And then on the actual day, having just random strangers offering their hands for high-fiving, and because you have your name on the front of your vest, just people shouting words of encouragement and support throughout. It is the most, it's just the most exciting, exhilarating, and heartwarming experience ever. And that support and that encouragement. At about mile 22, 23, I saw somebody that I've worked with, and just seeing his smile and hearing his voice was just amazing, and gave me an extra boost. And so, yeah, so that really helps. So support and encouragement throughout. And that provided me with accountability, because I did not want to let those people down, and I didn't want to let myself down. And then the fifth one is just train properly. Some people messaged me the day before and said, enjoy your victory lap. Enjoy your victory lap. Because if I've put in the training before, I trained 3-4 times a week, umpteen different miles each week for the last 6 or 7 months. And in doing that, I knew that physically I could do it. Physically, I could run the 26.2 miles, but that's only because I trained properly for it. And then it was just the victory lap, as people said, and that's how I took to it. I just thoroughly enjoyed it, but I could only do that because I trained properly. So these five things, they're very, very relevant to running a marathon. And these 5 things at a macro level are the things, when I've really reflected this past week, are the things that have made the difference. They spell out the word first because it was my first marathon, but also spell out first because I think we can all win. And I think we can all win by doing these 5 things, whether that is in our work teams, whether that's when we're delivering change. So just think about these and how relevant these are or could be to you. So are yours and your team's brains fueled? And are their bodies fueled properly? Food, thoughts and sleep. Do you fill them with positive thoughts? And do you encourage people to understand how their thoughts help or hinder them in each moment that they're in as well? So do you encourage people to have appropriate rest and breaks? Are people enabled to fuel their brain and body appropriately to do what it is that you would like them to do? Nobody comes to work to do a bad job, but are we helping them do the best job they can? And to do that, they need to fuel their brain and their body properly. The second one was being in the moment and just being in the moment. Are we and our teams thinking about the next milestone, the next break, our next holiday, the weekend? So many people on a Monday say, one day closer to the weekend, wishing the week away. But what can we do to be in the moment more? How can we make people and help people enjoy what it is that they are doing and being in the moment as much as they possibly and we possibly can be? What can happen? What needs to happen to encourage just people being present, being in the moment, and being in the moment together, collaboratively, connecting together on the journeys that we're on. So what can you do to help your people be in the moments, every moment? There's a lot of moments in a week, a lot of moments in a day, and often we fixate in the future and think about what is to come, not what we are doing now, this moment. So how can we be in the moment and encourage our teams to be in the moment as well? The third one, right foot forward. So this is the essence of this one, is just keeping moving. What can we do to keep moving forward? What can we do to keep moving? Sometimes moving forward, suggests that if something's not working, we need to keep doing it. No, it doesn't. We need to learn from every moment, and sometimes we need to overcome the obstacles in our way to actually move forward. We need to deal with the conflict that's in our way, overcome the problems, issues, the failures, if we are going to move forward. So by putting our right foot forward, at times we might come up against something, but what can we do to overcome that, to encourage everybody to keep putting the right foot forward? So right foot forward doesn't necessarily mean the right foot on your leg, but putting the right foot forward, as in the opposite of the wrong foot forward, might mean facing into conflict, facing into challenge, to overcome those things that are in our way, and helping everybody collaboratively overcome the challenges that are in the way. And the fourth one, support and encouragement throughout. So we are just built having a team of teams, and each individual in those teams needs different levels of support and encouragement. But if you can provide the right environment where people are supported, right level of encouragement, then they will repay that with their accountability to do the best job they can do. Like I said at the start of this, nobody comes to work to do a bad job, but are we helping them do a good job? Do we provide the right levels of support and encouragement that in turn creates the right level of accountability in others? I'm not just talking about just supporting and encouraging willy-nilly. People have got to have clear expectations set so that you know what they want from what they need to do for you, and how you will support and encourage them to achieve whatever it is that they're trying to achieve. And then that will in turn create accountability. And then the fifth one, train properly. Do we all have the right skills, capabilities? Do we need? We all learn in different ways, different paces, and we need different mediums. We need different lengths of time to absorb certain messages and certain lessons. And do we give that appropriate time? I know so many leaders that get put into a leadership position because they're brilliant at the previous job they were doing, not necessarily, and it's just assumed that they can be a brilliant leader of people. So can we train people properly? What training and what skills do people require to do the job that it is that you're expecting them to do? And because I know that by doing my training for the marathon gradually, building it up, like 7 months ago when I started the journey, when I ran my first 2 miles I was working away in Barrow at the time, I was absolutely knackered running 2 miles. I've just completed 26.2 miles and with a big smile on my face, arms in the air, having the most amazing time and experience. And that's only come through full and proper training. So the 5 things, again, I'd like you to reflect and think about how you can apply these in your teams, your businesses. Fuel brain and body properly. In the moment. Right foot forward. Support and encouragement throughout. And train properly. Those 5 things have helped me complete a marathon and challenge 1 of 2 this year for charity. So how can you use these 5 things to help you deliver what you want to do with your people, whether or deliver personally as well? So I think that was what I wanted to do in this episode. Really was just really reflect on the journey I've come so far, and at a macro level, those are the 5 things that have made the biggest difference. Understanding what fuel my brain needs and what my body needs to achieve the task at hand. Really focus on my thoughts to allow me to be in the moment and enjoy every moment as well. Putting my right foot forward and making sure that any problems, any challenges, because what happened when I was going through the marathon, I felt like I needed a drink. I had water on my back, but that was not satisfying me. And there was a Lucozade station coming up, and I was on the other side of the road, so I had to slow down, weave through the people to the right to get to the Lucozade station. So I went right. I wasn't going forward because I needed to take that little detour to get more fuel into me, and that is absolutely appropriate in the workplace. Sometimes we might need to take a little detour because we're learning, or we're fueling ourselves to continue the journey that we need to be on. Support and encouragement throughout. What I've realised in myself is that by having the right level of support and encouragement, it builds, I guess, or creates a level of accountability in me. If I believe, or what I believed when I saw and heard the levels of support and encouragement that I've had, then that made me even more accountable to deliver for all of those people as well. And then the 5th one, which I think has been the most important one for me to get to where I am on this physical journey, is training properly. Training properly, both time on my feet and running, but also stretching as well to prevent injury. What can you do to ensure and encourage everybody that you're working with is fully trained and is able to do the job that they need to do every single day? So there you go. That's my 5 lessons, my 5 key takeaways that enabled me to complete my first marathon. Have yourselves an amazing week. My training begins again, or my training continues later this week, and we will chat again next.